had the strong performance at TI. None of the other close, but not quite there, none of those matter, right?
Yep.
So now's the opportunity for Nouns to turn this all around for the only moment that really matters for them, for the International. And it all starts with being able to win this Game 3 with a draft that you say is the best one that they've had yet. And it all, well, we'll see whether or not they can get the best laning phase they've had yet, because that has been, as you said, the biggest thorn in their side, particularly the mid matchup, which Gunnar is on one of his most comfort of comfort heroes, his Ember Spirit. He's a Grandmaster tier Ember. It was one of the first heroes that everybody knew when he came on the scene. Don't let him pick Ember Spirit, but it is in a tough matchup against Lina. Like, what would you give that matchup percentage-wise?
It's got to be pretty Lina dominant. Depends, like, if you get some slight dodges going, how many runes you get if you get runes denied, but it's like, it's got to be, I don't know, 60-40 Lina favored or something. And that differential can explode if Lina plays, like, the first 3 levels really well. So I feel like Quinn dominated in most of these games, to be honest, so I don't expect it to be any different. I think this will be mid lane advantage for SONIQS. Does that matter for the Nouns game plan, though? Not too much. Gunnar just needs levels.
Whoa, the smoke that runs into each other. What a hit from Yawar. A triple stun, which may have just saved Quinn's life, because any disable from the Nouns supports there probably would have killed Quinn. And that would have been a great start.
They skilled lift on Rubik, man.
Oh, no.
That feels real bad. Like, if you get the first blood, okay, I can justify it because you have a Timber lane partner, but in theory, you also really want this Fade Bolt to just secure range creep and give him the XP. This is very sad for Z-Freak here.
Yeah, I think it's been pretty well. This has been the mantra of, like, if you skill telekinesis level 1, you are griefing your laning phase. So you really have to strongly consider when you do see these opportunities for first bloods and stuff, whether or not it's worth it. And you are, well, he just made it 100% not worth for poor old Z-Freak, who leveled it but didn't get a chance to catch the Lina in the action. They will just get a split of bounty runes. No big deal here. Something curious going on here. Yawar was kind of hanging around mid.
They're trying to get the lane matchups because Nouns plays these 2 Deeps Observers. They're trying to get the Timber versus Enigma this time, which is what I thought they were going to do game 1, right? If you remember.
Seriously.
That's what I thought the whole Timber opener point was versus Enigma. They didn't do it at all then, so now they're doing it. I guess they figured out their own game plan because they don't have Idol on clear with others, and they will get the lane match, which will force these SONIQS cores to run across the entire map. Sucks.
Now, fortunately, Monkey King is actually one of the better heroes for these kind of shenanigans because he brought the courier out into the lanes and turned into a courier, so he's way faster than any hero should be. 380 movement speed. We'll get to the matchup now, and let's see what Moo's response is going to be. It seems like they're accepting of this.
Yeah, in some of these circumstances, you can just be happy with the level advantage you got and just play the lane accordingly, but I think they really would have liked the matchup. That said, this tri-lane is, like, it's pretty good for Nouns. It's a very strong tri-lane once they hit level 2. I can see this Crystal Maiden feeding very easily on this lane. And you should get full pull control. They did not deward this big camp yet. Z-Freak should do it now.
Yeah, I mean, they really need that open, right? Because otherwise, you're doing a tri-lane into an Enigma who's going to constantly pull the lane back.
Yeah, Z-Freak needs to go deward this.
Well, they do get the telekinesis, pull out of position. Fada is going to be super slowed down for Crystal Maiden, who's already the slowest hero in the game.
They are not dewarding big.
Ooh, that feels a little questionable to me.
I mean, maybe he thought he body blocked their lane, but he's body blocking it.
He's body blocking it.
Why?
I don't know. Apparently, they have a different idea on what to do with this lane than we do.
There is no reason to block this camp. I mean, okay, he's TPing top. But even still, like, the Enigma Maiden can't use this camp, really. I really think he would have wanted to deward it. He saves his sentry for top, so that's why he didn't want to use it bottom. Wants to get pulls off up here. An interesting choice. We'll see if it pays off in the long term, but I think you could have played this tri-lane and gotten kills down here, got the big pull, then go top, because Moo's doing fine. I mean, he's level 3. Like, Marcy Monkey's not going to kill him at this point.
Yeah.
In fact, Z-Freak might just die on this lane, which would be terrible because he TP'd up here.
He's got to be careful. Mid lane matchup, we've been saying this is a Lina favorite matchup, and it is turning out that way. Quinn is winning out in CS, has 5 denies and 2 CS over Gunnar. And a giant wave, actually, so he's even farther ahead.
Yeah, he's cruising. That should be expected. Gunnar's still doing fine for himself, though, and again, he just wants as
Costa,
much
now it's
XP.
tri-lane for SONIQS as they move Mojo
nice
down to
TP.
this bottom lane. And if they can get the kill on this Spectre, which it looks like they should, first blood for MSS, so he'll be able to get the boots. In fact, maybe they can get Husky as well. Yeah, they've got him. They've got another round of rebound and dispose if needed. Husky will fall as well.
Easy for Marcy right there. Low CE spells, gets multiple off. TP off a lane where he wasn't having impact. Will allow Nouns to switch up these core matchups with the TP. But of course, SONIQS can TP their own cores.
Yeah, and they're going to do just that.
Yeah. So
Does mean the
SONIQS
supports
making
are
good
in the
move.
wrong spot, maybe?
Yes, and it will mean that Costa gets like this full double wave coming in that he's very happy about, as well as a bunch of solo XP because he was falling behind on levels pretty heavy bottom. So this move makes sense for now. It's very good for them. Their cores are pretty happy right now. Supports, I don't think they feel amazing. I think Z-Freak's game is pretty rough. But at the same time, Leslau probably suffered the most out of all this because he had the walk all the way bottom, then he got tri-lane. Sure, you get some kills. Now he kind of has nowhere to go. He's looking at a big camp. Z-Freak's going to contest him. Meanwhile, Mojo mid, though.
Yeah, even goes for the jump. Nice body blocks, and final hits underneath the tower. Quinn secures that win. The mid lane now fully secured. Also gets the mental damage of the tip there.
I mean, he's level 6 to Gunnar's 4. So really abusing this matchup. Marcy Roam, one of the better heroes at abusing that mid advantage if you can build it. Fitting the game plan here, and they're going to look for the return kill again. Gunnar has to be careful here.
Yeah, the Laguna Blade's out now. He immediately burns that one to get through the flame card. Dispose back. Gunnar needs help, but he just cannot survive. The supports will come in too late. A secondary tip as Gunnar is, I mean, you said it's not his strength, the lanes. He's much more of a sacrificial mid. He plays really strong, really active early to mid games, but you can't be falling this far behind.
It's rough for sure. I mean, this is another insanely fast start for Quinn. I still think this is a much better position for Nouns than the other games, because this has kind of been the story of mid, but they're winning the side lanes this time around. So they'll at least have some play action that this Ember can follow into. They also stacked a crap ton of this jungle, which he's the only real jungle clearer. Like, I don't think Timber's going to go up here, so he at least has some catch-up mechanic. He needs the levels to do it, though. I mean, he's level 4 still.
Well, I suppose ice has got to be interesting.
Alright, he'll get level 3 shield. Time to stop fighting Quinn and fight an easier target.
Yeah, some PvE time.
Mojo's invis here, though.
Yeah, does Quinn come over?
scouting.
Oh, yeah, Quinn's already cutting over.
Yeah, he's running.
Now they
Oh, they
will
had
see
Sentry.
him coming. They have the sentry, but they don't have the time. With Alina coming in soon, takes away the bounty
Steal
rune.
this.
Could steal some CS. He's certainly not going to get a kill, I don't think. So,
He stole all the big creeps.
but maybe they can fight him. Oh, MSS jumps on Gunnar here. Husky gets a nuke, but they can't just keep Quinn in range. 4 heroes, but
damage.
not enough.
Oh, that's great move from SONIQS, abusing that invis rune, contesting the return potential for this Ember in the game. It's gonna shut Gunnar down even more here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's having a rough one. They're still messing with him.
They really are. They're just not giving him any free way back into this game. It's an interesting brawl happening in bottom lane too. Moo has actually gotten so many reactive armor stacks that he no longer cares about Jingo Mastery. They do get the kill onto Z-Freak in that jungle, just not letting this not letting this dire jungle give Gunnar an opportunity to get 6. He is still a ways away from it.
They have shut him down very hard. Still, side lanes, some decent playability for Nouns. They're going to bring both supports bottom, trying to abuse this Chakram. Basically kills anybody if you get the land. But, man.
Jeez.
Gunnar is getting eviscerated.
Oh no. Are these TI qualifier finals just cursed to be 3-0s?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I still don't think this game is as bad as the others, but it's getting there, man. I mean, this lead that Quinn has opened up he's doubling Gunnar up at 8 minutes. Absolutely insane. He's got haste rune to boot. His lean is going to be vicious.
Boo. Maybe the only hope here in this
Nice
laning phase
interrupt.
for them, but now he's being 3 heroes on top of him. But the Frost Armor does so much.
He's
The Bounty
tanky.
Strike did nothing to him, so he just turns around, quickly kills MSS.
It's that Frost Armor on Timber doing work.
You may just have to give up on defending this tower, my friend. It is dangerous to be sticking around against this Timbersaw Chakram.
You have to keep in mind, most Quincy lineup, at a certain point, it becomes like, does the Monkey Lina physical kill you? Outside of the Enigma spells and some Laguna Blade. I mean, Laguna Blade, like, who cares at a certain point? This Frost Shield can help their core stay in the fights, even out the net worth disadvantage. They have Haunt online.
Do, but nobody to go on because they're all just playing around this Timbersaw right now. Probably their strongest hero. Makes sense. But
Does Haunt.
SONIQS have completely given up on this. Did he just pop the Haunt to just get out on the map somewhere?
I think they thought Monkey was in the tree's bottom and he wanted to give the vision.
Oh.
But it turns out Yawar is top and he's stealing their stack. So
Oh no.
double loss for them. More economic damage. Lazao trading the tier 1s
No,
and
no, Costa.
Costa?
Ooh.
Tower is under
He's a tanky boy. He's a tanky boy.
He is, especially with the Frost Shield added on top. Quinn, though, does get the regen rune away from Gunnar, and MSS stuns him straight up into the LSA. He didn't have the slight to be able to dodge that, but he does have the remnant, so it's not like he's gonna die or anything, but he will have to blow through a TP here. Fada, slowed down by the Chakram. Turns around, does what he can, but he's definitely been caught and killed. A second kill for Nouns. And maybe not the biggest swing of momentum or anything, but I'm sure it's a nice little mental note. Getting any kills at this point.
Gunnar is still getting hunted. This is the real mental pressure, man. They need to get this Ember back in the game. Which likely means killing this Lina somehow. Yawar is even lurking in the trees.
Found the strike into LSA, but the rest of Nouns are here. So they don't follow through. Yawar, he's been spending a lot of time being very active, whether it was trying to defend that bottom tower or his move of just like scouting constantly.
And he's an active carry player.
dire structures.
And the payoff will be in, you know, his other two, like Enigma catching up and Lina getting farther ahead. But yeah. Oh, Black Hole.
Yeah,
See you
good kill.
later.
Costa will die. All those supports showing up in the mid lane to help Gunnar just means that this Spectre is left alone on an island.
This is a very slow start for this Nouns lineup. Like, the Ember Timber just aren't strong enough to combine and get the skirmish going for their supports. And again, that's the downside of this Lich Rubik support duo. If you're not fighting, they're not too happy on the map. Like, they don't really shove waves super well early. Rubik can do it at a certain point, but ideally you want to get your ults on these heroes, and the way you get to your ults are by getting some kills.
Oh, getting this kill on Quinn would be so big.
You got broke
Oh
though.
no. The smoke broke. Husky just... He was so close. If he could have just, you know, been able to walk in, they get like Sinister Gaze into Moo, hitting a Chakram. That would have been a
it's a
big
huge
kill
kill.
because I get it maybe gets the supports their level 6s, which
Yes.
is a serious problem when you're saying, you know, these are supports that want to be running around getting kills. Well, right now they may not even have the firepower to get those kills.
And it's also a product of Ember being shut down. Like, Ember is their initiating playmaker. Imagine if the script were reversed and Ember was in Lina's position. You'd be seeing a much different scenario on the map right now. So it speaks to how much Quinn dominated this mid matchup, along with the Marcy rotations from MSS. Set them up very nicely here. They did get a double damage on Ember. Now, that's very powerful this early in the game. Just nowhere to go and use it, though.
Yeah, I was trying to catch UR right here. And this is what you're seeing here is why we put so much emphasis on the laning phase, because, I mean, you and I have been in NA long enough. Lanes just mean so much for these teams. And you could see the fallout of what happens in a really bad laning phase for certain heroes. The team on the losing side of things is left kind of impotent. They aren't able to make moves, or they're not able to really have a say in the game. And so much of the meta for this 10 to 15 minute window just kind of passively goes the other way.
It is definitely a very lane oriented region. That said, I think some of it is also the weakness of NA teams. Like, they're not very good at some of these comeback moves or reorganizing the map to get to their timings. So when they lose lanes, it's even more punishing. I think it's something the region's going to have to get better at. But here's that double damage smoke. This is the big comeback move for Gunnar.
They're gonna try. Oh no, MSS a jump away. They don't have searing chains to actually stop these heroes.
Yeah, it's just not high level enough.
Yikes.
Well, we'll buy some farm. I mean, Spectre is farming. Like, Costa's had a decent game. Pretty much neck and neck with the monkey.
Yeah,
They get a good Haunt fight. They'll be pretty happy still. The SONIQS in control. They have the support levels.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Picking up Husky. Will not be caught by MSS. It was a close call. Gotta watch out for that long range rebound. They'll get the D ward off this high ground. They actually find the ward on the side, so good call there. Biggest difference in network just being the difference between the mids. And what's even scarier about that is the fact that I feel like in this situation, especially with how UR likes playing such an active carry, Quinn is probably going to be more of the carry in this game, right? He's going to be the big damage dealer. You're going to go a right-click build on Lina.
Yeah, he's gearing up for it. Bots into BKB. He will be a powerhouse. And he is a problem for their lineup. Like, the Spectre pick is designed to be able to jump on him and deal with it. But if he's this far ahead in net worth, I mean, he just BKB and kills you back or runs away, and so what?
Yeah, or what happens if he gets like a full-out Silver Edge and just breaks you? Mid-lane Gunnar is able to get away ever so barely. As that last shot from the Lina almost gave me a heart attack there. But Gunnar lives, and will be able to get back to base and then jump to his Remnant again. Leslau has his Wraith back complete, so there's a big team fight item there for SONIQS.
I mean,
I'll certainly slow down the efficacy of this Timber Saw, who does have a Kaya and is chasing pretty deep past this tier 1 tower.
they really want the fight before Lina has BKB. Still no 1 point in chains now. They're gonna lift them. They have Haunt. Freezing Field stolen.
Freezing Field that does a lot of damage, but the LSA does stop it. Now Mojo jumps in with a rebound. They do have the Boundless Strength that follows it up. Quinn is still so slow. The Black Hole looks to be able to slow down these heroes. Quinn being chased after. Gunnar wants this kill, and he can taste it. The Slight is going to be able to get him in the end. Back over to Leslau. Costa runs him down, gets that kill as well. Yawar still strong. He's got the Jingu. He's got the stacks going up. Moo's going to be able to cut through him, though. And Gunnar, he's got another round. A Slight chains, keeps his distance. They're going to poke at him with all their spells and try and burst him down, not letting him get any lifesteal whatsoever. Nouns playing that team fight excellently, and maybe even getting a full team wipe here as far as the last member alive. Moo hits the Chakram, the Timber Chain into the tier 3. He wants it so badly that he's willing to risk it, and he does manage to get a triple kill for Moo. A big win, a huge turnaround for Nouns. This game was spiraling out of control. That was a 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 net worth lead at one point in time for SONIQS. Now back to a dead even game.
It's the strength of their lineup. This mid-game skirmish is absolutely insane from them, with the Haunt to come through. And, I mean, beautiful timing there to get this Lina. She had BKB basically flying out, but flying out's not the same as on you, and that's a way different fight if she has that item. Like, completely different. She just BKB and turns. Instead, they get an amazing team fight out of it. Moo played that fight to perfection. Moo Timbersaw, he's having a decent game this time around, and he's got the supports to back him up here.
Yeah, this time he's been careful that he has been picked off like he did so many times in that game. Mass Boots of Travels, maybe I spoke too soon. Wraith Pact is here. Mojo goes for Sea Freak as well. So not only are they going to kill the Timbersaw, maybe more, but the Chain Frost bounces around and demolishes the back line. Those poor supports. So many Eidolons in the territory, but it just stuck onto the Crystal Maiden and the Marcy.
Oh. I guess if you need some good RNG, that was it. I mean,
Yeah.
Can't ask for much more after that one. That was insane RNG on the bounces. I don't think I would have ever gotten that in my life. You give me 1,000 tries.
Yeah, well, you're cursed. Husky,
that's true.
not so much.
Well, I mean, that's a mental swing. You know, at least you got some good luck going your way. We did curse Moo there a little bit, but he was playing with fire, man. He's up so far on this mid lane when they don't see anybody. You know SONIQS are just waiting there with all their heroes. It will buy time for Haunt to come up now, and they can get another good fight off this Haunt. Black Hole still down for 50. Double damage on Quinn. How to think about this Lina. If you take him out of the fight, it's huge, but you have limited chain stun capability. It's like a lift into the Lich Gaze.
Yeah, that, especially given the short range of both of those abilities, that seems like an impossibility to me.
Well,
It almost feels like their best play is going to be trying to bait him into using BKB and retreating. Marcy, they do get Yawar setting up an ultimate if they can kill him and get out. Oh no, we got bashed and into the Frostbite. What did he get? Oh, we got Malefist instantly by the Enigma Husky. He'll be run down as well. Moo. See if he can get the right Timber Chain on out of here. That double damage is going to do some serious work. Oh no, he can't. He just can't get out. SONIQS holding their high ground and get a really good fight for it.
Didn't even pop Haunt during all of that. I mean, Gunnar just messed that up. He could have remnanted in and out in the same maneuver and finished off that Marcy.
Yeah.
Instead, he just remnanted in and then, okay, we stun you in the Wukong. Like, I think that was a great start to the fight for Nouns. They just messed up the execution and the double damage Lina. Very easy to punish them on the backside. Cleans up the Rubik, or forces him out of the engagement. Cleans up Husky here from full, just chasing him down. You just can't turn into this if you're Moo. Way too much physical burst coming out in the early game. A rough engagement. It'll lead to Roshan here off the back end. Again, double damage helping accelerate that. Aegis for Quinn. Pushing him towards that. Looks like Shadow Blade into Silver Edge. Gonna get extra break for the Spectre.
Yeah, again, that's what I was wondering. Like, if the Lina is ahead of the Spectre, what happens if the Spectre goes Haunt, tries to jump the Lina, and you just, okay, I'm gonna break you, and now right-click you to death.
And he shall get broken, and he shall get slain. Stolen Laguna.
He does have Manta, at least.
Some extra burst coming out.
The Invis Rune is going to expire. At an awkward point, maybe, as they take the Stolen Laguna plate and blow up the Crystal Maiden, but Gunnar needs to jump out to his remedy. He does so successfully. MSS left behind as Alina is just going to run out of here.
That's how the Nouns want these team fights to go. Like, you find some weak heroes, you get the lift, you get a gaze, the Haunt comes through, displaces the Enigma, displaces the Monkey. You have the single target burst from Ember and Timber. Very straightforward. Now back to farming. This is the type of flow they want for this game. It's been a very quiet game for Lelslao, I feel. He's kind of just been farming. He got his Wraith Pack, got his Aether Lens. He needs BKB to enter the fight. And even then, it's not easy. Like, this Spectre pick makes your team fight annoying. You just get random blink cancels later on. You get slowed down by some dagger or something. Like, there's a Rubik who can always steal your spell. You throw it out nonchalantly. Yet to see this big black hole impact. It's kind of just been the Quinn show.
Gonna go for the defense here. They do have Yawar in the trees, so they are kind of baiting to see if they can get a good Wukong's command. Maybe into a black hole from Lelslao.
And Quinn's setting up. Or not. Gonna chill.
Kind of low on mana. It's a bit awkward.
It really is. I think that's why they're dissuaded from fighting here. The lines have been drawn by the Captain Fada. Farm the other lanes, my children. Well, as Lau says, I will.
Yep. The disciples will spread themselves around the world, collecting all the money, all the farm. Bring
Not the
back
rune,
the
though.
coffers of SONIQS.
Arcane for Ember.
Ooh, that is a nice one.
Very powerful rune. And like, he's caught up in this game. He's level 14, almost 15. Again, Gunnar is good at drawing back from these positions. Sure, he's still down in net worth, but his hero is very powerful in terms of how much it sets up for the team. You don't have BKB on this Enigma. He's very susceptible as well as the supports, but you do have the one on Monkey King and Lina now. Yawar wants to make the most of it.
Leading out, trying to go for the Timbersaw first, and they actually do have him so much damage.
He evaporated.
And with Quinn, with a Shadow Blade forward, he gets the +1, catching the Rubik on the way out.
Sheesh, man. This Timber is just not tanky.
Yeah, he really hasn't progressed in items since getting caught in the middle of building that Sanj earlier when he ran down mid. And 7 minutes later, how much has
Caught the
changed?
Ember.
Well, the Malefice, is that going to be enough chain stun? He gets off a Remnant, gets over to the side, and with the chains on Yawar, won't be able to pursue.
I'm surprised he didn't black hole him there, to be honest. Like, the Rubik's dead. Might have just lasted long enough.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
We'll get
attack.
the tier 2 top, which means outpost control, more vision control.
And there's the completed Silver Edge too, which is to deal with the Spectre. Speaking of that Spectre, Costa has just been quietly farming away, steady and surely, and he's almost got a Scotty. The second ultimate orb coming in. After you get that, not long after, you're going to be able to get the point booster. And that Scotty is pretty impactful for the Spectre. The Haunt becomes a lot bigger, much bigger factor, right?
Yes, you can haunt on the Lina and actually stick to him a little better. Slow down the Enigma potentially. These supports will melt. This is a very big item time for him. And again, Spectre is still very farmed in this game. Like, sure, you have a net worth lead for SONIQS, but this team fight can go very bad for you very fast. They have to keep executing. They've been doing it pretty well. Double damage on Quinn. Has the full Silver Edge. They want to strike while the iron's hot. Not finding the opening.
Yeah, they spread out. And as you say, not really seeing an opportunity because Nouns are sitting together, holding high ground together. And that they're going to have to do that a lot whenever there's Shadow Blade Lina who's this far ahead, right? It's just, if you ever go out by yourself, if Lina's not showing somewhere on the map, she could be right on top of you.
The downside is he's going to out-farm you. And Quinn has opened up a significant net worth gap in this game. He is cruising through the map. I mean, the biggest spell right now is probably Frost Shield. This has to be on point from Husky. It has to bail out the Timber or the Ember when SONIQS jumps you. And I think SONIQS have to think about it as well. Like, if Quinn can find the back line, he takes the Lich out, if he takes the Rubik out, he's done a great job doing it so far, and takes a Courier out.
Going for Costa. He's got a Manta to work with. Can he dodge some of these spells? So much of his health is gone before he even gets the opportunity to pop that Manta. Z-Freak really could do very little to stop those slew of spells coming in. He does actually get a nice steal there with a Primal Spring, so he will not die.
Very nice.
Yeah, good play by him. Still, though, loss of their carry as they were closing in on that all-important Scotty. It's got to sting a bit for Nouns.
I mean, beautiful setup from Yawar. Catches him on the edge of that Boundless Strike, buys enough time for Lina to come in, break the Spectre. He just melts. That was also him trying to buy Scotty off his Courier, which got sniped. And then he lost the gold on the death, so it's going to delay that timing even further here.
Yeah.
This game is slipping away. Heading towards a 3-0. Sure, they can
Z-Freak,
feel
who
it.
did not get caught, means he does have the gold for his next item, which is the Blink Dagger. So he's got Blink Dagger, Aether Lens. If there's any time for some big plays from your 4 position, some game-changing moves, it's got to be now in this best of 5 grand finals when you're down 0-2 against a favored team like SONIQS.
Do or die. Season's on the line to some degree. I agree.
Oh,
he
yeah,
has
'cause
all
that
the
last
tools.
chance That last chance qualifier is not going to be walk in the park.
You know, that thing is stacked.
Yeah.
Do not want to go that route.
Dire's
Coastal
bottom
bias
tower
Scotty
is under
here.
attack.
I mean, maybe Lelis just doesn't even black hole. Like, the fight's been going pretty well for them. You just hold it. Don't even give the Rubik the turnaround potential here. You have BKBs on so many heroes right now. You even have one on Fada. 4 BKBs for SONIQS here. Another double damage spawn. My lord, the Rune RNG has been generous today.
They smoke up off of this DD pickup, go straight into the bottle of Quinn. They're going to feel confident about damn near any team fight they can force here. Let's see how badly they want it, though, because Nouns playing around a high ground, sticking together. He's going to break. His smoke is going to break. And if he's not careful, he may jump onto the wrong tree. They also have Z-Freak sitting on the side here. Telekinesis immediately onto MSS, but they just go all in on Moo. Once again, this Timbersaw dies too quickly. Z-Freak does get off his own Wukong's command, which completely lags out the game as the two of them. But sadly for him, I think he's already dead. The shots are coming in from the Lina. It's way too much.
It'll unlag real quick here, I believe. And yeah, I mean, that's been a classic Rubik bug for a while now. Can't do anything about it.
Yeah, well, they do have, I guess, potential for buybacks, but they haven't even used all their big spells. They're still a black hole. Edmund says go.
I mean, they don't need to use it. Quinn's
We're
just going to bop it up. Barely.
Going in deeper. They have the Chain Frost between the two of Yuar and Quinn, but it is just the damage is sad against that Wraith Pact.
They're looking for the full wipe.
They are. Yuar and MSS were both hunting there. Couldn't quite get their hands on Costa. He'll get out, but still, SONIQS getting 4 kills, not dropping a hero. Take tier 2, take Roshan. The world is their oyster.
The Lina show, man. Quinn on his signature hero. Putting on a clinic in this game. Spawning every double damage rune he needs for every important fight. They're just running in, and there is no answer to them. There's no turnaround physical for this hero right now. And every fight feels like it started with them going on Timber, who's basically their highest damage source. He dies. It's like, how do you take the extended fight? It's just impossible. And Quinn has a Satanic, too. He's an absolute monster. Doesn't have BKB for 20. Like, maybe you can try and rush and make something happen here. Window's closing fast. You lose next Roche. Game pretty much ends. Of course, you still have Black Hole. It's just never been used in any of these fights. Lelis is under 0 pressure here.
Level 10 talent for the Lich gives an extra 10% damage reduction off that Frost Shield. You're gonna need every bit of damage reduction you can get with Alina this farmed. You said, I mean, Quinn, he's definitely been the story of this game. I feel like he's also been the MVP of this series as his matchup against Gunnar and winning it so hard. Even doing so much as force a first phase ban on that Batrider.
Yeah, he has done work.
All he has to do is just complete
he
this
got
game without getting caught out by the telekinesis.
He
does get out the BKB, but he's already taken so much damage. The Satanic, though, it starts healing him up. And Costa Bile's inside the Wukong's command, stuck and killed. Nouns without their Spectre don't have the damage any longer. They get off a Chain Frost, but again, it does no damage to these over-leveled and farmed heroes. Gunnar jumped right back into the mid lane. He will be able to slight dodge. That was pretty nice, but he's out of remnants. He's out of remnants, and Quinn, he's gonna try and slow him down. The Boundless Shrug, oh, another slight dodge, but he can't dodge at all. The rebound will catch him in the end. A 4th death for Nouns as SONIQS can go back to that Roshan again, back to finishing off that tier 2 that we were talking about.
Gunnar out of remnants and Quinn out of mercy. He has none to spare for this Noun side. Furious about that upper bracket final. He says, I'm gonna put you in your place. Driving this game to the 3rd victory.
I can't help but wonder what could have been if they could have gotten the telekinesis into the Sinister Gaze. They needed the full chain stun. Otherwise, BKB Satanic.
You have to just force in there and gaze him. You have no choice. Like, you will not win this fight fighter in the game otherwise.
Yeah.
They actually had that chance, man. Like, the only way they win these fights is they randomly get this lift into Stone Gaze on Nina. I don't think there's any other way to win it. And they almost had it.
Check out that rune on Quinn.
I mean,
Another
naturally.
one.
Naturally, when the gods are generous, they are very generous.
The double damages are a flowing here in game 3 for SONIQS. They've got a 23,000 net worth lead, a 2-game lead, and a best of 5. You really could not be feeling better about this series if you're SONIQS. A chance to be able to, once again, attend the International, represent North America. Z-Freak, nice steal with a boundless strike, blink out into the trees, TP's out, keeps himself alive again. But it's, says a lot about the state of affairs when the best thing that is happening for NOUNS is heroes not dying.
Well, they're about to die.
And as I say that, well, Husky, he's got a 4-staff. Sinister Gaze, they don't really have the damage to threaten to keep SONIQS at back at bay. Fada's got a shard BKB, and look at him strut in like a goddamn boss into the enemy base.
I'm looking for the high 5. No one wants to give it to him. Give it to the enemy tower. That's one way to style on some foes.
Is that raise of a hand? Was that a high 5? Was that a pimp slap being threatened? Now
slapped them all.
They got slapped pretty hard. They are gonna now lose a lane of barracks, if not much more. They do have buybacks, but what spells do they have?
They have hope. The most
Is that a
powerful
spell?
spell of all.
Whose ultimate
prayer.
is that? Jump forward. They're gonna need a prayer to get Moo out of here, and he just cannot get out. The stun's too quick, too fast, too much damage. The double damage, speaking of, Quinn going to work. The last bit of remnants of that one fixated on the tier 3. The Nouns left powerless inside of their own base, huddled underneath the tier 4s. They get the telekinesis toss back onto Quinn, but he still has the Aegis slight and a jump away onto the remnant. SONIQS, maybe they got what they came for. They took a range barracks. 1.5 lanes of barracks down. Still 2 minutes left on the Aegis, so they can keep going. There's no reason not to.
They got everything, man. 30,000 gold lead. I mean, Fada's soloing 3 heroes. You're in trouble.
Oh, he said it. Merciless Quinn.
No mercy.
He just keeps going one after the other. He says again, go again. Go for that final blow. They're going to be immediately jumping onto him.
No.
Does manage to get off the BKB, and Satanic once again heals up off hitting the creeps. Keeps the Aegis intact. But with the BKB Satanic on cooldown, SONIQS probably not feeling so bold and full of bravado to end the game just yet.
So he shows a little mercy.
Yeah. Or maybe just savoring the victory.
It could be. They could already be celebrating. That would be cocky. I don't think they are. Mentally, they probably feel like they won this game, though. I mean, they have 5 BKBs. You don't see that every day.
Yeah, seriously. That's one way to secure the fights in the mid game.
Oh yeah. Jump in, 5 golden gods. This Nouns lineup does not deal well with spell immunity to begin with, let alone having it on everybody. You are. Smells the blood.
Costa out of position. Husky can't even get off the frost shield before Costa dies, and he does not have a buyback.
They know he doesn't. Either way, I don't think it matters, because I don't think Quinn cares about anything right now. Age is still for 30. Every ult in the book up. They're gonna win this game without even needing black holes, man. Like, that's what it feels like.
Seriously. Les Lau's just had the chillest Enigma game ever. Tier 3 down. Moo. Wukong's command out. They're going to have to fight into it if they want to be able to fight.
Fada's in your
to
base.
stop the Megas, but look at Fada go! Freezing Field, a double Kristen Lova kill to finish off the supports. offering the high five, but nobody's there to receive it. They're all dead. They're all in the grave except for Gunner, who fights on with his BKB, struggles just to be able to get a simple support kill, throws out the remnants, jumps up to the remnant that was at top lane, a slick little maneuver that will keep him alive, but the base is crumbling around him. Z-Freak, top next. Costa back into play. Intermediate black hole doesn't actually get Costabile. He's jumped over to the side. They went for Yawar, but a 1 versus 2. They can't actually kill Yawar. He fights back, beats them both back in to break on Costabile, and that is gonna be it. GG is called. SONIQS, the 4th 3-0 TI qualifier final